Welcome to part 2 of this Crochet Cow tutorial. If you haven't already watched part 1, make sure to go do that, but otherwise let's hop straight into it. So we're going to start by making the head. So we're going to grab our white yarn and we're going to start with the magic ring. Round 1 is going to be 6 single crochets into the magic ring. For round 2, we're going to do 6 increases, which will take us up to 12 stitches, and then we're going to colour change to our secondary colour at the very end of the round. So to colour change, we're going to pull through with pink. And now for the next round, we're going to do single crochet increase in pink, and then we'll switch back to white, and we'll do single crochet increase times by 5. And at the end of the round, we'll colour change back to pink. For round 4, we'll do 2 single crochets and an increase in pink, and then we'll do 2 single crochets and an increase times by 5 in white. This will take us up to 24 stitches, and at the end of the round, we'll colour change back to pink once again. Then this next round will be the last round that we use pink in. We're going to do 3 single crochets and an increase in pink, and then 3 single crochets and an increase times by 5 in white. And then we can cut off the pink. Now, from round 6 to 9, we're going to single crochet round. So we're going to single crochet for 4 rounds straight. Now that we've finished single crocheting for 4 rounds, we can move on to the next round. For round 10, we'll do 3 single crochets and a decrease times by 6, which will take us down to 24 stitches. For round 11, we'll do 2 single crochets and a decrease times by 6, which will take us down to 18 stitches. The eyes should be in between rounds 8 and 9, approximately 7 to 8 stitches apart. And the left eye should be directly below the end of the patch, which will be on the left side of the head. Now I'm going to clip the safety eyes in. Now that they're clipped in, we can continue round. We're going to add some stuffing. And then we'll finish adding stuffing after the next round. And then for the last round, we'll do 6 decreases. So I made a mistake in this part and I said that you need to cut off a small tail, but you're actually going to need to cut off quite a long tail. This is not long enough. So I'm going to have to tie some yarn to the end of mine. And once you have a tail that is that long, you can continue on to sewing the bottom of the head shut. And then we will finish off by pulling through. And we're going to grab our yarn needle to sew the bottom of the head shut. So to sew the bottom of the head shut, we're going to go round into the front loops only. So we'll go through the first stitch and then out of the following stitch, into the next stitch, out of the next stitch, into the next stitch, and then out of the next stitch, and then we'll pull. And that should close up the head. Now that the head is complete, we're going to put that aside and move on to the snout. So we're going to grab our pink yarn for the snout, and we're going to start by chaining 6. So we'll do 6 chains. And now I'm going to follow along with you because it'll get a little bit complicated, but we're going to start by doing 4 single crochets. So we'll go back into those chains. We'll go 1 single crochet into that 5th chain, and then a single crochet into the next chain, and then another single crochet, and then the 4th single crochet. And then into that first chain there, we're going to do 3 single crochets into it. And for the last single crochet there, we're just going to bring this tail onto the other side. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets onto this side of the chain. So we'll start at this point. And then into the last stitch over here, we're going to do 3 single crochets. And now we are just going to single crochet round, so just for 1 round. And then once we've done that, we're going to leave a bit of a tail for sewing, and then we're going to pull through. Now we have finished the snout, we're going to put that aside and we're going to move on to the ears. So we're going to grab our pink yarn once again. Now we're going to leave a bit of a tail for the magic ring, and we're going to do our magic ring, and we're going to do 6 single crochets into the magic ring for the first round. And then for round 2, we're going to do 6 increases, which will take us up to 12 stitches. Now we are once again going to leave a bit of a tail for sewing, and then we're going to pull through to finish off. And we're actually going to grab our yarn needle, and you see this tail that we have in the middle from the magic ring. We're going to move it to the same spot where this tail is, which will make it easier for sewing. So we'll just bring it to that point. So both tails should be coming out at about the same point. Now you are going to make 1 more ear so that we have 2 ears. So once you've made 2 ears, we can put those aside, and we're going to move on to the horns. So you're going to grab your toffee coloured yarn, and we're going to start by doing 6 single crochets into the magic ring. And then we are going to single crochet round for 2 rounds. Now we're going to leave a small tail for sewing, and we're going to finish off by pulling through, and you are now going to make one more horn so that we have 2 horns in total. Once you've made both of the horns, we're going to put those aside. Thank you for watching part 2 of this tutorial. Make sure to go on to part 3 to finish your crochet cow.